The world outside our window was draped in gray, but it couldn't compare to the shadows that had settled in our room. Morning had come, but the light felt distant, like it was struggling to reach us. Natalie had cried herself to sleep, if you could even call it that. Every time the tears stopped, another wave would crash over her, drowning her in sorrow all over again. I watched from the doorway, helpless, feeling the weight of our loss in every tear she shed. I wanted to do something, anything, to take away her pain. But what could I say? What could I do that would make any of this better? So, I waited. I stayed close, just in case she needed me. When she finally reached for her phone, I hoped it might distract her, give her something else to focus on. But the moment she powered it on, the notifications came pouring in, each one a reminder that life outside our bubble continued, oblivious to our grief. She called her brother, probably thinking I had told the family about the miscarriage. I hadn't. That was her story to tell, and I knew she wasn't ready. But what he said...
I don't understand. What do you mean Mom is gone?
Mom is gone, he said. The words hung in the air like a death sentence, and I could see them tearing through Natalie's heart. I watched as her phone slipped from her hand, crashing to the floor with a finality that echoed the emptiness in her eyes. I rushed to her side with urgency. I didn't know what had happened, but I could see that whatever it was, it had broken her completely. She kept repeating the same words, over and over. My mom, my mom. I could hear the panic in her voice, the way it cracked with each syllable. I wanted to scream, to demand that the universe stop this cruel game, but instead, I just held her. There were no words to ease this kind of pain, so I didn't speak, hoping that somehow my presence could help her bear the unbearable. I thought about all the times we had shared, our wedding day, moving into our first home together, the plans we made for the future. And now, here we were, in pieces, trying to figure out how to put ourselves back together. She looked at me, and I could see the question in her eyes. How do we go on from here? I didn't have an answer, but I knew we had to try. We had to find a way to keep moving, to keep living, even when it felt like the world had stopped. All I could do was be there for her, to share in her sorrow and remind her that she wasn't alone. In that moment, it was enough. It had to be enough. We would find a way through this, together. But for now, all we could do was hold on to each other and hope that in time, the darkness would lift.